It's time for a Humans in Tune conversation with Darren on 93.9 Mike FM.
Hello, Facebook followers. Darren here with you for another 93.9 Mike FM Humans in Tune segment. And today I have the honor of having retired U.S. Air Force Colonel and astronaut Terry Virts on the show with me today. Terry has seen an eclipse from space. He has far greater knowledge of such scientific things than I do, and it's an exciting opportunity to have him here with us. Commander Virts, thank you for Commander and Colonel Virts, thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having me on.
Yes, sir. It's an exciting event, and for us, as I mentioned before we went on, we're right here in the midst of totality in Cape Girardeau, so we've got a great 4 minutes and some odd seconds of totality that we're going to get to experience. You got to see an eclipse from space. That is definitely a unique perspective that, 99.999% of the population will never get. What was that like, as far as seeing that from space?
Well, it was amazing, and you're right. It was unexpected. Most astronauts don't see eclipses; they don't happen that often. And when they do, the space station is normally not flying over. So it was 2015.
Okay.
There was an eclipse in the North Atlantic, and we were flying near it, but not over it. So we weren't in the totality shadow.
Okay.
And we looked off, and sure enough, you could see this big, giant, dark spot. You could see the shadow moving across Earth. It was amazing. It was a very unique perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And then a couple years later, I had a chance to see the 2017 eclipse.
Excellent.
And that blew my mind. I mean, it was cool seeing it from space because it was such a unique thing.
Mm-hmm.
But to actually be in the shadow, see the sun disappear, see daytime turn to night, that was a really, really cool experience.
And we're lucky here in our area that we got to experience that one as well. We weren't in the direct path of totality. I think we had a couple minutes that we got.
Right.
What a cool experience. And, for us, for this one, like I said, a lot of people are queuing up which Pink Floyd song they're going to rock. So we're excited about it. You did mention before we went on air, you're going to be in Dallas for this eclipse.
Yeah.
Okay. And, that's running up. It's a great shot. Here in Cape Girardeau, I actually used to live in Dallas. Beautiful town there. That's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Part of this interview, part of our conversation was spurred by this cool blackout drink that Sonic's doing.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of a cool deal. They're giving a pair of glasses away for the eclipse as well, right?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
So I love partnering with Sonic, having kids, as I would coach their baseball and basketball and football teams, we'd always go to Sonic afterward for a treat. Like most parents do that with their kids, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah. So they're really excited about the eclipse, and they're wanting to promote STEM and astronomy, and so they made this really cool blackout, like you mentioned, the blackout slush float. It's black in honor of the eclipse, and it's kind of cotton candy and dragon fruit flavored, and it's got galaxy sprinkles on top. So it's a very much a space themed drink. But the best part about it, like you said, if you get one between now and the eclipse, and there's a lot of Sonics in that part of Missouri, Arkansas region. You get a pair of eclipse viewing glasses, and these are super important. You can't stare at the sun on a normal day without damaging your vision, and you can't stare at the sun during an eclipse. Until the moon completely blocks the sun, it's not safe. So normal sunglasses won't cut it.
Yeah. And if
normal sunglasses won't cut it.
Yeah, and if you've picked up, or if you remember in 2017, you're basically it's paper welding glasses. I mean, it is a very, very dark coverage, and you're like you said, without that totality, any sliver of that sun is going to damage your eyes. It's so important.
It can be dangerous.
Yeah.
And when you put these things on, you can't see. They're welding glasses.
Yep.
You just can't see anything if you look at the sun, you'll see the sun. But so you want to get some certified glasses, and you may as well go to Sonic and get a cool treat while you're doing it. But it's important to keep your eyes safe.
Exactly. And we're going to have some fun events here in our area that our station's partnered with to have some great events going on to keep people safe. And again, and you as a parent, if parents are tuning in and watching, here's your opportunity to get those free eclipse glasses and double down on the cool dad or cool mom vibes there. So it's a great way to do it. And you stay very busy. We're talking about eclipse stuff, but just my little bit of looking into you, I'm like, man, I wish I had this guy for more than 10 minutes because we could talk about all the amazing stuff you've got going on. But you mentioned, promoting that STEM education, and that's part of what the partnership with Sonic is doing. It's incredibly important. I mean, as a kid, I wanted to be an astronaut. I was terribly nearsighted, so couldn't fly anything. So now I'm a radio DJ. So kids, study science. It's important. But it is an
being a radio
DJ
is pretty cool. Being a radio DJ is pretty cool.
Absolutely, yeah. But yeah, we want those kids to study that science. And my hopes as a kid was to become an astronaut. I know there's kids today They're looking up to guys like you that have, gone and done it and done shuttle missions and been on the International Space Station as well. And you spent like 7 months collectively in space. How was that How long were you on the International Space Station for those 2 missions?
Yeah, so my first flight on the space shuttle was 2 weeks long, and my second flight I went up on a Russian Soyuz. That was 200 days, so a little over 7 months total in space, and they were amazing. I love sharing stories. There's only been a few hundred people who've gotten a chance to experience space. So I've written a few books. I've got a photography book out. I wrote a book about space called How to Astronaut. My kids' book just came out.
That's awesome.
So I love sharing those stories. People are definitely interested in space.
Yeah, and I know you've got a website where if folks want to pursue that information, find out more about the kids' book and so forth, where can they find you the easiest?
My website is terryvirts.com. That's the easiest thing. We also have, if you're interested in the eclipse, and by the way, you guys are lucky. You are right in the middle of totality in Cape Girardeau. That is amazing. And you saw the 2017. So that X, where the X crosses, is not very big. And so you're in a very fortunate spot.
We are spoiled. Yeah.
So the NASA.gov website is good for the eclipse. sonicdrivein.com or nasa.gov. And then sonicdrivein.com is another good website to look for information.
Absolutely. Well, I know you've got a lot of things going on today. I greatly appreciate taking the bandwidth to be able to chat with me today and talk about the eclipse. We want our folks to have fun and be safe and maybe do it with a Sonic Blackout slushie in their hand. But Terry, thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks for having me on. It was a lot of fun.
Yes, sir. It's been an absolute pleasure. That's our Humans in Tune segment for today. If you guys want to catch more, you can always, again, visit nasa.gov and learn more about it there. Visit Terry's website to learn more about what he's got going on. Check out that kid's book. It's going to be really awesome and a great way to get your kid tuned in to maybe something a little off the beaten path. This has been Humans in Tune with 93.9 Mike FM. We will see you for our next episode. Stay tuned to our Facebook page and our website for all the details.
Thanks for catching this Humans in Tune conversation with 93.9 Mike FM. Find previous interviews on our Facebook page, or you can listen via our podcast at 93.9mikefm.com.